Hello, everyone. So grateful that you're all here, my loves, or my beloveds is what I'd like to call you. Those who are choosing to subscribe and that are, you know, reaching out to me at this point. This is an interesting body of work today because it appears as if there's nothing to say. That's just the appearance of it, because we are now in a space or a void that is an intricate part of and a very important part of our development, our soul development. But it isn't always fun. It's a time when it appears as if nothing's going on. It's a time where we have no other choice but to go in and talk to ourselves and hear ourselves and ask for what we need. I was recently telling a friend, it's like every time I go in, what comes up is, well, what do you want? So for me, it's being clear on what I want. It's so simple. As long as we let it go, see it done and let it go, it's already placed into the universal pool of consciousness and creation. It's that simple. But right now, we don't feel like I say we, not all of you feel this way. Some of you are on your journeys, working to the full extent of your abilities. But there's a lot that are calling me or that I'm in touch with that are feeling like it's a void in the space and they don't know what to do with themselves. It goes all the way to, where should I move? Should I move somewhere else? Would it be good? And should is the key thing. There's no shoulds in this at all. But asking ourselves for future reassurance so that we'll feel better. But the truth of it is, we really don't know at this time. It's not defined for us other than the fact that we are changing, things are moving, even though it doesn't appear to be so. So some have said to me, well, I feel like I'm just, worthless. I'm not doing anything. I'm not working at anything important or anything that matters. So I want to remind everyone, including myself, that our only job is to be in the light, to be as present and in the moment as we can be and make that light as bright as possible. That's really our only task, but not always so easy. So I decided to do this video tonight because there's an air of change that's circling around us, and that indeed is true. There's also the air is also saying something big is going to happen. It's not the elections. It's not our political scene. What it is that we're preparing ourselves for that time when all of the energy supports us in being who we really are. Sometime I will do a video on the historical life that we have been living on this planet and have forgotten who we were in that process. But this isn't the night for that. This night is to remind each one of us that we are perfect and in the perfect place with even the perfect mood for where we need to be. The only thing that's difficult about it is to accept that. And we're not used to not doing, are we? We're not used to just going inside and having dialogue just with ourselves and find out what's really going on. It feels as if we're trying to find a puncture hole in the universe so we can slide through to the next dimension and have to, and pass up all the rest of this. But we're one. We're all one. This message is for everyone, everything that lives on this planet. We are in a time of huge change, even if it doesn't feel like it. So there are things that I would like to suggest, if you choose to use them. I would like to suggest that you keep yourself near water, even if that means a bathtub or a pool. Keep the water element in place for yourself so that you can feel the liquidity of water. Because you are water. Let's not lose the vibrational frequency within our vehicles of water, or let's not have it diminish too much. The other thing is being in nature. Watching nature work, watching the trees just blow with the storm. Watch the smallest of creatures, what they're doing instinctively. Caring for and loving those creatures, even if it's their plants. Caretakers. Be caretakers of your own garden. Now your garden needs water. And your garden needs fire. So that's the difficult one. The sacred ritual of water and fire that put each other out if they are not in the right degree of consciousness. What fire means is that you get to see nature. You get to see things happening. You get to see the sun and the moon rotating around this planet. You get to see people struggle and resolve. You get to hold the position of the steadiness of fire, because fire eliminates everything in its path. And it can also eliminate your angst, your fear. Another thing that plays into this, please know the importance of grounding yourself. Grounding is so vital. Our apparatuses we put on our feet stop a lot of the flow of the earth because they're rubber. Most of them are rubber. And rubber holds and contains, it doesn't allow the energy to move up your feet. Put your feet, put your hands, lay your body on this precious earth. Gather the earth element and do the gratitude for the trees that are sustaining us with its oxygen. Plant beautiful flowers, or at the very least have beautiful flowers around you to remind you what the earth does and is doing to maintain its beauty. Even though there's areas that are being destroyed, altered, in spite of that, the beauty is still everywhere. There are still places on this planet that no one's ever seen before. They still exist on this planet, and they're beautiful. The next suggestion, you might say, is air. Now, air is very interesting because air is subtle. Air has to do with your mind. It has to do with your thoughts and your belief systems. It has to do with electromagnetic energy that exists just in the atmosphere. It's not just the wind blowing through the trees and cleansing us. It's that when there's air, it can help clear our minds. Stand and have air move through you when there's a nice breeze happening. Stand and allow the elements, when it combines with water, when there's a storm and it's blowing, feel the power in the freeness of air and how it works. It's very difficult to block air, but when we do, if you look at it metaphorically as well as physically, without water, we are not surviving. This vehicle won't survive. So the water and the air work together to create the atmosphere that makes it possible for us to breathe, makes it possible for us to do the things that are necessary for our survival and thriving as well. So I make a rule, if I can do it, if there's a good storm, I'm out in it. I'm letting the rain from the skies come down through me. I'm paying attention to how beautiful the clouds are, another air element. Sometimes full of moisture, sometimes not. Now these may sound very simple, but what's happening right now is we almost have to go to the simplicity and integrate it into our being. It isn't about what's happening outside of us. It's about what's happening inside of us. And what's that journey? Going inside. What's the way that you go and commune with yourself? Those are the things you need to ask yourself. What helps you commune with yourself? Is it music? Is it a beautiful sunset? Is it laying still on your bed and breathing? As we move, air, the element of air into our lungs. It's a journey inside, and so we have to ask. That's the law. Ask and you shall receive. But there are ways to do that. And we've gotten it kind of sideways on this planet, in some ways. The asking really refers to a true heart desire that you have, at least in that moment. You see that heart's desire and feel it, and you declare that you would like to experience that. That's what you want. Then the trickiest part of all is then you have to see it done. You have to release it. You have to almost forget that that's what you sent out to the universe, or out to the source, or whatever that energy is that has maintained the life forms here on this planet. You can all have anything you want if you're willing to stay steady and really want it, or willing to be responsible for having it. And you're human. So you may ask for some things, and once you get them, you say, whoa, I don't want this. And that's okay. You can release it. Do it with kindness. Do it gently. Do it with the understanding that each person is growing at their own pace, doing the only thing they can do in that moment. If they could do it different, they would. They haven't seen it any other way, so it's impossible to create it. But they will. Everyone's waking up. They call it waking up. Everyone's becoming aware of what's really around them. But not if you're not still enough inside yourself, if you're still busying yourself with all the outer clutter almost around you. Keeping yourself so busy that there's no time to be with yourself. There's a certain stage that happens. If you can do that for a long enough period of time, that is, be with yourself, be contained within yourself in a good way, in a way that is kind, loving, and understanding, something happens. You shift. And I can't give you timing on it, but it happens. And as you shift, you move into a realm where you are so full of life and oneness that there's no other place you'd rather be. But it takes being able to do those steps. And we have been conditioned to think we're our bodies. We've been conditioned to think that the stuff outside of us is important. And it isn't. It's just part of the games or part of the workings of this society that we're in, of earthlings and human beings. I'd like to go in and ask for assistance at this time for a mantra that may be useful for some of you. If not, that's fine too. Find your own mantras. Go inside and ask, what calms me down, takes me into the present? What helps me know who I really am, regardless of my deeds? I can forgive myself for those, whatever deeds I've done that we don't like, we would like to change. We can only change our own, right? Not anyone else's. So give me a moment while I go inside and let's see what comes through. What I'm hearing is, the mantra is, let peace and love just one moment, I lost the last word. The word is a word we don't use very often. It's rain, not R-A-I-N, but let peace and love reign. And then take a deep breath with it. All right. I'm going to do something I haven't done for a while, and I'm going to grab my Thoth deck, and I'm going to pull a tarot card. and see what we've got. So I'm asking for all of us, those that are listening, but for anyone who feels the vibration of this, I'm sure all of you are reaching a point where your sensibility is getting stronger, where you start seeing things and dreams. And my sister called me the other day. She actually saw someone walking in their astral body. Very unusual for her. She's a businesswoman, and even though she's very sensitive, she hadn't done that before. So there's a lot going on. Okay, I'm pulling a card for all of us, and I'm asking, assist us at this time. Whoa, I drew two of them. Interesting. Oh boy, oh boy. This card is the cups, and it's the happiness cup. My cup is full, and it's raining over. When a cup gets full, then it starts flowing over. So when your cup's full, give back to others. Allow yourself to give back to your fellow man. This one is the strength card. This is managing our animal nature, or our sensibility of thinking we have to have whatever it is, and we're not going to be okay if we don't have it. And the beautiful, powerful woman is riding the lion. And she says, strength. You have the strength to do whatever it is that you want. Stay in peace with yourself. That's the hardest thing of all, isn't it? And I so appreciate any of you that listen to these podcasts. I certainly enjoy doing them. And life goes on, and changes are huge. I will tell you, being an astrologer, that we have some planets that are changing the end of the year and the first of next year, and you're going to see a different feeling, a different vibration. But right now, things are pretty hot. We have an eclipse on the 17th, and that eclipse is going to give us a whole year, believe it or not, of whatever we intend. Letting go of something and then bringing in something new with the eclipse. So be clear on that, of something you might want. And don't be upset, because the energies will be more intense around that time. 16th, 17th, 18th, somewhere in that area. So much love to all of you, and be well. Bye.